The city of Imperial Russia welcomes home those who wear the crown of this country's national championships. World silver medalist Arina Slutskaya is coming off a huge win over Michelle Kwan at Skate Canada. Tonight, she skates on home ice against a rising American star, Sarah Hughes, who has collected 2 silver medals so far in the Grand Prix Series. Now the 15-year-old looks to jump to the next level and secure a spot in the Grand Prix final for the first time. Russian men's champion Yevgeny Plushenko won convincingly last week in Germany. His added strength and maturity have given the 18-year-old even more confidence as he takes the ice here in his hometown against American champ Michael Weiss, who is making his season debut after the world bronze medalist was sidelined due to injury. In pairs, 2-time world champions Berezhnaya and Sikharulidze are back home taking on a deep, talented field, while the Russian gold medalist in ice dance, Lobacheva and Averbuk, hope to slow the Italians' gold rush, Vuserpoli and Margallo. The Cup of Russia gets underway next. ESPN welcomes you to the 4th of 6 events in the ISU Grand Prix of Figure Skating. St. Petersburg, Russia, the site, the city built by Peter the Great, and a stunning look at the Church on Spilt Blood, just off of Nevsky Prospect, the main drag in town. We are roughly 20 minutes away in the arena known as SKK, the Sports and Entertainment Center here, getting set for Cup of Russia. And hi, everybody. I'm Terry Gannon. Our journey across the globe continues here in St. Petersburg. 3 events left of 6 here in the Grand Prix Series. Skaters trying to position themselves and earn a trip to Tokyo in mid-February for the Grand Prix final. A little bit later tonight, we'll have the men, the ladies, and the ice dancers out there. But first up, the pairs. And through 3 events in the Grand Prix Series, here are the overall standings. Salé and Pelletier from Canada. They've already wrapped up a ticket to Tokyo, followed by the French team, and then a great battle going on for 3rd place. 2 of the teams involved, well, they're about to skate here in St. Petersburg. And we are joined right now by Olympic silver medalist Peter Carruthers. And Peter, what about one of those 2 teams battling for 3rd place overall? The Russians, they're coming home. 2-time world champions, Elena Berezhnaya and Anton Sikharulidze.
Well, last year was a year that they had a lot of controversy and turmoil, and as of late, they had a 2nd place finish at Skate Canada as 2-time world champions. That's not where you want to be. So here in Russia, I think they look to turn things around, try to impress the judges and get some good scores.
It's not always comfortable at home, though. Even though you sleep in your own beds, you're used to the surroundings. 2 years ago, the Grand Prix final was right here. They had an awful day, and Elena said after that, we're not coming back to compete in St. Petersburg. How about the team that beat them that day from China, Shuai Shen and Hongbo Zhao?
A very exciting, dynamic team. What impresses me about them is in 1997, they were 11th at the World Championships. The past 2 World Championships that have taken place, they have won the silver medal. They have a lot of energy within their skating, and you just never know what's going to happen, but they are dynamic.
How about the Americans, Kyoko and John Zimmerman?
Well, I think for them, last year they didn't get to the Grand Prix finals, so they're hoping to turn it around this year, use the points that they get from Russia, and hopefully qualify for the Grand Prix finals. But Tamara Mosvina has really advanced their skating technically and artistically.
Now remember, you may see skaters up to 3 times in this series, but only 2 of those count in the standings trying to earn that trip to Tokyo in the Grand Prix final. The pairs' short program, as always, here are the required elements worth 1/3 of the overall score, and it is 2 minutes and 40 seconds in length.
Zagorska, Mariusz, Siudek, Polsce.
Zagorska, Mariusz, Siudek, Poland.
And we get underway with the team that won the bronze medal at the '99 World Championships. They fell to 5th last season in Nice. From Poland, Dorota Zagorska and Mariusz Siudek.
They have started off very well here with the triple toe loops and a nice split double twist. Lately, they've had some problems with staying solid all the way through their programs.
Five times the national champions of Poland. They live and train in Auschwitz.
Huge throw triple Saukow. What these two are known for is the lifts that they perform. They're original and they're very difficult. Circular footwork. You make a circle within the rink and you must finish up where you started the circle to make it complete. Now, notice, I mentioned the lifts. Take a look here. First, she'll somersault up into the air in a press lift. Then he changes direction, and now he changes direction again and rotates back to the way they started. Very difficult to do. Skated well.
Been together since 1994. There was a judge in Poland who saw them both and suggested they start skating together. Not only started a good team, but also husband and wife. They were married on September 9th this past season after he proposed in Nice at the World Championships. Zagorska and Siudek.
This is the throw triple Saukow. And the man has to make sure that he throws the lady just right, not too much, not too little. It's more of an assist than it is a throw. And this is very impressive. Or the entrance in itself is difficult, but watch how he'll actually change directions while he's turning. First he's going one way, now he's going the other. And that's hard to stop the rotation and then rotate the other way. It's like being a switch hitter in baseball.
It's that different, going one direction and then changing and going the other?
It certainly is. If you're used to rotating in a clockwise direction, that's your comfort zone, or vice versa. But to do both, that's exceptional.
First of two sets for required elements in the 5.4 to 5.5 range.
And these are the first two skaters to be on the ice, so judges always holding the marks, but still they're very consistent.
Always a little bit lower than they might be later in the evening. And the second set for presentation, 5.4s and one 5.5. That from the Polish judge. Dorota Zagorska and Mariusz Siudek getting things underway here in Russia. When we come back, Shen and Hongbo Zhao, the two-time and reigning world silver medalists from China, skate as Cup of Russia continues. To St. Petersburg, a city with much history, but it's not that old. Peter the Great began building here in the late 17th century. Well, a reminder, the Grand Prix continues. Will be in the City of Light, Paris, France, for Trophy La Ligue, December 11th. Three-time world champion Alexei Yagudin taking on defending U.S. national champion Michael Weiss. Maria Butyrskaya highlights the ladies' field. Our coverage of the short programs, 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 Pacific, December 11th. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Meanwhile, the action underway here inside the Entertainment and Sports Complex in St. Petersburg. And here are the reigning world silver medalists. They've won that title the last 2 years. Shen and Hongbo Zhao from China.
The only thing that can go wrong for these two is the fact that they have not had a long history in pair skating. Sometimes they get overexcited and make huge mistakes. Backward outside death spiral. Her head could be lower to the ice on that. That shows the sign of a great death spiral.
This music, by the way, Allegretto, Carl Jenkins.
Here, the side-by-side triple toe loops. Judges looking to see if they both landed on one foot. Those look good. Hard to watch two people at once in pairs when they do those jumps. So sometimes something like that can be missed.
And again, there is no instant replay here. Sometimes see it at the World Championships, but not here throughout the Grand Prix.
The judges can pull up the element that's in question at their position to determine if there was a 2-foot landing in the case of jumps. Watch the height she gets. Big throw, triple loop, but she pitched forward and the toe picks on the front of the skate actually stop you from going right on your face.
Hopefully.
Yes. Is the split double twist lift. They get fabulous height on that. She lays out in the air, 2 rotations. And you always know that the Chinese are definitely a factor in pairs figure skating, very strong.
And as I mentioned earlier, they won the Grand Prix final right here in St. Petersburg a couple of seasons ago. Really had a great backing and support from the crowd then, too, even though they defeated Berezhnaya and Sikharulidze. Shen, Hongbo, Zhao of China.
This is extraordinary, the height that she gets, and then a landing where she's pitching forward. You saw the ice fly up. That's where the toe pick grabs you so that you're not going down on your face. And this is amazing. Watch how she actually lays out in the air right there and then completes 2 rotations. Nice landing.
Shen and Zhao, a similar experience to that of Berezhnaya Sikharulidze so far this year. They finished second to Saleh and Peltier at Skate America, and the Russians did the same at Skate Canada. Required element marks now, 5.3 all the way up to 5.8.
Wow. But these are good marks for them, 5.8. A high, down a low is 5.3, somewhat surprising there, but it could be the Germans' range.
Presentation marks higher, 5.6 up to 5.8. So Shen and Zhao into the lead, at least for the moment. When we continue here in Russia, it's the U.S. champions, Kyoko Ina and John Zimmerman, taking the ice next.
United States of America.
Welcome back to Russia. The pair's short program continues now with the American champions taking the ice in their 3rd season together. Kyoko Ina and John Zimmerman. Their first scoring competition of the Grand Prix this season.
Music from The Truman Show by Burkhard Dalwitz. Remember, they have been coached by one of the world's greatest coaches, Tamara Mosfina. And here, the side-by-side triple toe loops, and John goes down a break in concentration. He cannot make those mistakes if they are to penetrate the top teams in the world. Not to say that this is easy, but it is about managing the pressure of landing those side-by-side triple jumps. Here, the split double twist lift, and a nice set down, great control, easy landing. Now she'll travel about 15 feet across the ice, and she goes down. Sometimes what happens is you're distracted because your partner has fallen.
And sometimes you just fall.
Ice is very slippery.
We saw them at Skate America earlier in the Grand Prix, the first event, but that was a non-scoring competition for them. Remember, you can skate 3 times. 2 count in the standings. We'll see them in Paris at Trophy La Ligue next week.
Train alongside Berezhnaya and Sikharulidze. And they have learned a lot by watching them. Combination lift. Well, that is a disappointment for them. There's some of the technique that Moskvina uses with the spins, a position that we've seen Dmitriev and Kazakova in within that pair spin, but those mistakes will not be ignored. Big deductions.
Yeah, really high hopes, too, coming here to the hometown of Tamara Moskvina. There she is. Lives here in St. Petersburg when she is not in the States, in Hackensack, New Jersey, training this team and Berezhnaya and Sikharulidze. Kyoko Ina and John Zimmerman will now await the marks from the judges.
The side-by-side triple jumps, it's John that has the problem here. He just starts to lean to the back of his skate and falls off backwards on the landing. 0.3 of a deduction there, and then probably distracted from that fall. Kyoko, as she's thrown in the air, she's a great single skater, but if you're not thrown just right, this is what can happen. Timing off, and she goes down. 0.3 there. So they're looking at 0.6. We could see marks as low as 5.1 for the required elements.
Well, in the middle, that is the wife of Artur Dmitriev, the Olympic champion. That's Tatiana, who works with them on their ballet skills. A lot of the skaters obviously work on ballet when they're away from the ice. Now the marks, the required elements. Oh, look at these, Peter.
Well, yeah, me being a little optimistic, thinking they were going to get 5.1s down as low as 4.5. This is really a setback for them.
Wow.
And then for presentation, of course, these do come up a little bit, but that is going to take its toll.
5.2 up to 5.6 for presentation. So that is a major disappointment for Kyoko Ina and John Zimmerman. When we continue from Cup of Russia, the young Americans, who are the U.S. silver medalist, Tiffany Scott and Philip Dulebohn, will be on the ice next. Right now in the pairs short program, Zagorska and Siudek are right behind Shen and Zhao of China. But here are the Americans, the U.S. silver medalists, Tiffany Scott and Philip Dulebohn.
We've seen the trouble the pairs have had on the side-by-side triples, and those completed.
split double twist lift, a split, and then 2 rotations. The catch, that is when he puts the lady down on the ice, could be a little bit better in terms of how softly he lands her to the ice.
And Peter, for the first time, yes, I do hear him counting out there on the ice.
And that, of course, is the way that a pair team uses an audio count to keep in unison so that you spin together. Backhand to hand. Press lift with a step through.
Tiffany and Philip have been skating together since June of '97. Last year, a top 10 finish at the World Championships. They surprised a lot of people.
Oh, that wasn't really the best setup, but a nice landing for Tiffany. So far, they're skating very well.
Really came of age last year. And they say they're not surprised at all by finishing 9th at the Worlds. They've been working hard for a long time, and they expected it.
That's better. They're matching the extensions. That's important on a side, on a pair spin. All in all, though, a good performance for them. Considering the mistakes that we've seen in this short program, they were able to step up and do a nice job.
Finished 5th at Skate America to start the Grand Prix. And consider this, Philip's out there skating with a fracture in his left wrist, an injury that he's had for almost a year now, and it just hasn't healed properly. He's got to tape that wrist up to get through the programs. Tiffany Scott and Philip Dulebohn.
Here are the side-by-side triple toe loops. And the judges are looking for clean landings, 1 foot with a nice continuous edge. They executed that without any problem. This is the throw triple Salchow. Not great positioning here because she is a little bit far away at the top. He stumbles a bit, but look at how determined she is to land that. So that will certainly help with the scores. No mistake.
Here we go with their marks as Carl Kurtz, one of their coaches, sits in between them. Required elements 5.0 to 5.4.
Well, somewhat, I'm disappointed with a 5.0 from Russia. That seems low. 5.4 is more like it.
From the U.S. judge and the Chinese judge, the 5.4 is now for presentation, Peter. 5.3 up to 5.6.
And again, the 5.6 is definitely a good mark for them, for there were no mistakes and it was a good program.
Tiffany Scott, Philip Dulebohn of the U.S. into 4th place right now. Up next, the 2-time world champions return home. Elena Berezhnaya and Anton Sikharulidze are next.
Why choose the
short program right now? It's Shen and Zhao of China in the lead over Zagorska and Siudek. But here are the hometown kids. Elena Berezhnaya, Anton Sikharulidze. They are from St. Petersburg.
Skating to Russian folk music. The big hurdle for them will come down to skating all of these required elements without mistakes. It begins here with the side-by-side triple toe loops, getting through that. But remember, at Skate Canada a couple of weeks ago, they had a big crash on the throw triple loop jump. This is the big throw that they fell on at Skate Canada. Hoping to land this. She travels about 15 feet across. Much better.
Twice the world champions, not able to compete last season in Nice because of the failed drug test at the European Championships. A cold medicine that was banned and taken by Elena Berezhnaya. They won Europeans, but that title was stripped away.
Really nice unison on the spins. Look at the coverage they get across the ice. Traveling a long distance in that lift. Backward outside death spiral. Not their strongest element, but there's no mistake there. They turned in a very good performance in terms of what they have been through, of getting things going here in this season. A little bit unstable on that throw triple loop, but still, she landed it, and she's quite happy to have that behind her for sure.
Especially meaningful as you look at Tamara Moscovina. She trains them as they live in Hackensack, New Jersey now, but Elena Berezhnaya's parents have not been able to visit her in the States. Not been able to get a visa to come and see her in New Jersey, so it's got to be meaningful for her to be back here in Russia and to compete in front of them. Berezhnaya and Sikharulidze, the reigning Russian national champs.
Here's a look at the side-by-side triple toe loops. Notice how close together they are as they leap up into the air on these jumps, and nice one-foot landings. Very good. But this is what she really wanted to get past. She's been having trouble with this. This is the throw triple loop, taking off of a right backward outside edge, and then she pitches forward, but she won't go down. She's able to hold that landing. Very nice.
As you might imagine, it took some time to get off the ice. A lot of well-wishers came down to the side of the rink, and now the marks. The first for required elements, 5.7 up to 5.9, Peter.
Well, these are clearly first-place marks. It would be very difficult to beat these marks at this point. They are classic pair skaters, continuing in the Russian tradition that has for so long dominated this sport. Very strong.
Presentation marks, you look at those, 5.8s, 5.9s, and no question about it. Was there any doubt? Berezhnaya and Sikharulidze into the lead. So the Russians have the lead over Shen and Zhao of China. That'll be a great showdown in the free skate. Zagorska and Siudek from Poland in third. The Americans, Scott and Dulebohn, nice place, fifth after the short program, and Elena and Zimmerman a disappointing seventh. Don't forget the finals of the pairs competition along with the free dance Friday evening over on Lifetime Sports beginning at 9 o'clock Eastern, and then on ABC Sports Sunday afternoon, 4 o'clock Eastern. Check in for the ladies and the men's free skate. Much more to come tonight from St. Petersburg, though. The men get their chance next. Yevgeny Plishenko tries to stay on the roll he started last week in Germany. Or will it be the American champion, Michael Weiss, making his season debut? The men's short program is next.